Check. 1, 2, 3. Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing.
You hear that buzz still, huh?
Yeah.
I think it's test.
Check.
Test.
Check. 1, 2, 3.
I can't hear you, though. Yeah.
This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
from the campus of Dell City High School and Robert Kalsu Stadium. I am Mike Stewart. We do have Colton Fleetwood on vacation this week, but we want to welcome you to Dell City's 2025 homecoming as we have the visiting Will Rogers Ropers taking on the 5-1 Dell City Eagles. So, countdown to kickoff tonight is brought to you by our first sponsor of the evening, Precision Nutrition of Dell City. For all of your nutrition needs in one shake or tea, come to Precision Nutrition at 4603 Southeast 29th Street, Suite 105 in Dell City. You can order over the phone at 405-672-0099. So we will go to our pregame interview right now. We do have Gordy Jones with head coach Robert Jones. Just waiting for the interview to take place here as we are getting ready to hear from Coach Jones.
Feeling tonight? I'm feeling pretty good. It's homecoming. Great opportunity for the community, everybody to get together and celebrate all the homecoming facilities. All the stuff that goes on with homecoming, the parade. You see our players and some of the National Honor Society, everybody getting announced. But the most important thing I told our players is that this is homecoming, but it's a football game. It's another district game to where we have to get ready to play. Last game, obviously, we did not come out ready to play. It showed early on we made some mistakes. We just didn't look like we were up to play, and I feel like we kind of played down to our competition. Today, I really want to come out and be physical. We have to start progressing forward, showing that we're going to be the playoff team. We're showing that we're going to be the team we need to be a district champion with the final 3 games that we have following this game. We got to come out and be physical. We really got to really express our dominance in the way we play, so I'm excited about it.
I understand. And was there anything that is specifically that you wanted to hone in on today? Like you said, getting off to a slow start, is there anything specific that you want to focus on with the offense?
Well, it's really our offensive line. It was easy to see that Tulsa Hill came out and they really dominated the line of scrimmage.
Right.
Now, you know, we're used to kind of getting what we want when we play these caliber teams. No disrespect to them, but we're used to, we got to scoot back a little bit. We're used to kind of play this and do what. But everybody, like I said last week, when you've been winning as much as we've been winning, this would be 18 games in a row in the district. Teams are going to come out and you're the Super Bowl, so they're going to come out and we kind of showed some chinks in the armor versus Collinsville, and a lot of people have seen that. So Tulsa Hill came out and they was like, hey, we're going to hit them in the mouth. We want to see that they can be able to run the ball. And the offensive line got their butts whooped up front, and it really showed. So tonight I really want to see us pass offensively, see our offensive line come off and create the running lanes for Rickman and Blackwolf, and also Sincere. Then I also want to see Sincere not throw interceptions, because the last 3 games he's been turning the ball over. So we got to get our offensive line really coming out and being dominant, showing the physicality that's going to show that we're a playoff team. We are the team that we think we are. It's time to start talking about it and really show it.
Totally understand. I'll let you get on your way, but first, before you go, Coach, it's homecoming. You know, it brings a lot of tradition. Tell me what homecoming means to you.
Well, homecoming to me means like it's a celebration for the school. I mean, everybody gets excited about the prayer rally, the parade that we had today. We have a lot of great athletes and a lot of people that's involved in all the activities we have at Dell City. So it's a really great opportunity for the kids in the school and the community to be able to express their support for us. But it also means that we have another district game. We have an opportunity to play in front of our home crowd, and we need to really go out there and show them a good product, show them that we are worthy of the ranking that we are. We ranked number 2 in the state, and we've been a top program the last couple of years. We need to go out and show it, not just from what we did last year, but to go out and show it this year and show the team that we are.
We'll do. I guarantee I'll see it tonight. Well, good luck tonight, Coach. We'll see you later. Thank you. You too. All right. See you guys.
Once again, that is Gordy Jones with head coach Robert Jones as we have homecoming 2025 for your Dell City Eagles. Once again, Mike Stewart doing play-by-play tonight with Gordy Jones on color as Colton Fleetwood is on vacation. Countdown to kickoff once again brought to you by our sponsor, Precision Nutrition of Dell City. For all of your nutrition needs in one shake or tea, come to Precision Nutrition at 4603 Southeast 29th Street, Suite 105 in Dell City. You can order over the phone at 405-672-0999. We will go to our first commercial break, and we will come back with the keys to tonight's game. Live, Dell City High School Homecoming 2025 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. and finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed, because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call us. This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you!
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
The 2025 Del City Homecoming. Mike Stewart here in the building. Jacoby Brosi working camera and producing with Blake Unruh. And with me, Gordy Jones. Gordy, excellent interview there with Coach Jones talking about things that they can improve on from last week going into this week.
Definitely, Mike.
And tonight's keys to the game are brought to you by Keyline Mag. The stars of tonight's matchup aren't just winning on the field, they're hitting the headlines too. Keyline Mag will be featuring these amazing athletes. You can go online at KeylineMagOnline.com and subscribe for updates. So, Gordy, if you could tell me what the keys to the game tonight are for Del City.
All right, thanks, Mike. I appreciate it. All right, we're going to get straight to it. Gordy Jones is Keyline, 3 keys to the game. And first key that we have tonight is it's homecoming. So what I tell everybody, soak it in, enjoy the moment, live in the moment, enjoy that game for what it is, because it's like one of those things, Mike, you already know, like when you look back on, all those games that you played at homecoming and everything that you did, like when you're in high school, homecoming is kind of one of the first things that you think about. So like I always tell everybody, soak that in, live in the moment, and enjoy it while it is, because it'll be gone before you know it. So that is my first key to the game. But the second key to the game, is to stay engaged. When you play in big games like this, you tend to kind of get away from it. You're worried about the homecoming results and this, that, and the other. But stay engaged in the game, especially when that clock starts. Make sure, we came to handle business, and make sure that you stay focused on the task at hand. The last one we talk about what exactly Coach Jones talked about is the having that balance. Last week, Del City kind of got off to a slow start. They kind of took, Tulsa, a little while to get started. And you say once these guys got settled in, they went ahead and handled what they needed to handle. But the key is for, Sincere, for Rickland, as far as Caleb, and get everybody as far as in the run game and in the pass game involved and have some balance to that. So what we're really looking for on that third key is just to have a balanced offense, and have Del City get off to a good start. And those are your 3 keys to the game, Mike.
Once again, the Keys to the Game brought to you by Keyline Magazine. The stars of tonight's matchup aren't just winning on the field, they are also hitting those headlines as well. Check out their website at KeylineMagOnline.com and subscribe for updates. So we'll go ahead and put the starting lineups on the screen. Starting lineups are brought to you by DC Transmission. Oklahoma Sports Network welcomes back DC Transmission. Del City graduate Tom Fisher has been serving the community for 48 years. Their address is 4737 Southeast 29th Street, Suite 5001, and you can call them at 405-677-7454. So we talked about Sincere, and one thing I know about quarterbacks coach Kevin Cox is he's going to make sure that Sincere continues to work hard and be that dual threat that we know he can be.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sincere, since he's been back, he's really just trying to find that groove, and like Coach Jones said, when you're trying to find that groove, especially like when you're coming off of, the time off that he has, you're really trying to get in groove with your receivers as well. Running these different routes, and especially like having the depth at receiver that they have, is really trying to build those relationships back like they had, the last season. So like you say, Coach Kev has done a really good job, of keeping Sincere grounded, let him know, the good and bad points of his game. But today I said I know Sincere will focus on more accurate passing and being a little bit more precise on that end.
Caleb Blackwolf with 3 touchdowns last week. Really been grinding all season long. Had a breakout game against Booker T. Washington here in week 2.
Right. One of my favorite players to watch. I think one of all of our favorite players to watch. One thing that there's a really good balance between Rickland Holmes and Caleb Blackwolf in the running game. Both these guys are dangerous. It's a mixed balance of power and speed, but, both these guys have both, quality. So, but like you said, like they tend to kind of put the team on their back on offense and defense. Caleb Blackwolf in the secondary, Rickland Holmes as a linebacker. They do a lot of damage, on both ends of the ball. So I imagine that they'll continue to do both of these things tonight, especially, guys like Walter Franklin, Josiah Chester, they also contribute. Gunter at the defensive tackle position. And we have, like I said, we have so many guys, on the defensive end, that bring so much noise. Just some dogs out there on defense, to say the least.
And cheering you heard is Rickland Holmes being announced as the homecoming king.
Did he?
So Rickland won homecoming.
Congratulations. Well deserved. Well deserved. All right, looks like a popular
Graham
pick.
And Rickland Holmes, homecoming king and queen for 2025.
Beautiful.
Here for your Del City Eagles.
I remember talking to Coach Jones down there. He was really hoping that Rickland would get a chance to win and won. You never know at these homecomings when it comes to football. They have so many other different groups involved. You really never know. It might not be a football player that ends up winning that king. So congratulations to Rickland Holmes. Very well deserved by that young man.
As you have the court taking their photos, customary, Del City making sure everybody's in the stands for the homecoming ceremony.
Right.
So we'll take a timeout here, and we will come back with more pregame homecoming coverage. Del City getting ready to play the Will Rogers Ropers, and we will announce more as we get pregame rolling live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We'll be back on the other side of this break.
Yes, sir.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Sports Network. Mike Stewart here in relief of Colton Fleetwood, who is on vacation. If you've heard my voice before, you probably heard in the background as I started doing public address announcing this year for the Eagles. We do have contingency plans with Colton being out. You'll probably hear me back on the PA mic for the rest of the season. But back here with Gordy Jones, and very impressive homecoming presentation here for the Eagles as they're looking to improve their record. Lost the beginning game of the season against Edmond Memorial. Tough lesson learned, but running through the schedule ever since. And you're playing a Tulsa Rogers team that is definitely undergoing a lot of hard lessons themselves.
That's the truth. That is the truth. To say it's a rebuild, we kind of talked about, me and Blake, Blake and I actually, we talked about, the Tulsa public school system, and they have so many powerhouses out there, in Tulsa, and it's really hard to kind of keep, a lot of athletes on the field, and then you get a lot of transfers, and you got a lot of kids moving around, and it's just really part of the game right now. Unfortunately, for Tulsa Rogers, they have the depth, they just really don't have what, a lot of teams are, kind of blessed with. So, Tulsa Rogers is going to put together what they can. They really have some really good players on that team, kind of starting with, the quarterback that they have. Let me see. I'm sorry. Shannon Lee is the quarterback's name. Really good running back as well as Trevin Hawkins, the wide receiver. So they have, like I said, a few good key pieces to the game, and we'll see what they're able to do against the Eagles defense.
So we'll go over Will Rogers' schedule real quick. So they started the season off, again, it's one of those things, they're gaining strength as the season goes on.
Right.
Big losses to Holland Hall and Ponca City at home. They went to East Central, and that was a close game. You would think with East Central and the history they got that could have been a wider gap. They only lost by 3 to Tulsa East Central. So 19-16 on September 19th. They go to Pryor. That was a game that got away from them. And then Collinsville, the one common opponent they have, Del City won here against Collinsville a couple weeks back, and Collinsville had won in Collinsville by a score of 44-6.
Right.
But Will Rogers got their first win of the season against Tulsa Memorial with a 49-33 victory. So they're hitting their stride at the right time, and it's just one of those things where they're trying to get better as the season progresses.
I could definitely see that. And Memorial had a really good team. When we came out, Del City, they kind of caught Del City off guard just a little bit. They have a really good set of athletes on the starting lineup on both offense and defense. So it's really enlightening to see, that they had such a contest, against those guys. And I'm really looking forward to see if they can kind of bring that same intensity to Del City today.
And then we're all familiar with Del City's schedule. Granted, Edmond Memorial being 6A,
right.
I mean, it's 6A is just so different. So for the last 2 years, I've also worked for Lawton Eisenhower being their play-by-play announcer. And then the second year I worked with Ike, they were going from Class 5A to Class 6A District 2. And you can tell that there are so many more players at the 6A level. And so I think just with Del City having that challenge with Edmond Memorial, it's taught them a lot of lessons, though, because they come back here, they play Booker T. Washington, 38-7 victory on September 5th.
Right.
Blow out Midwest City, what is supposed to be the rivalry in Mid-Del schools, 54-0. The Collinsville game of the season so far. You do have Jordan Ely hit that 20-yard field goal to win the game, 24-21.
Great game.
And then the streak began with the Memorial 79-0 in a blowout, and then also another back-to-back shutout against Nathan Hill last week with a score of 53-0. So Del City looking to go a total of 4-0 against the 9-1A here tonight.
Right. Playing against those Tulsa schools, I had a conversation with Coach Jones, earlier. I was like, I asked him, how is it, playing against these Tulsa schools and, the old competition like we were kind of used to versus, the competition nowadays. And, it's a little bit different, Mike. But like you said before, playing at Memorial to start off the season with was a really good challenge to get these guys geared up and kind of prepared for what they're going to have to do in the future. Of course, when you play that first game of the year, there are going to be some kinks. There are going to be, some butterflies and everything else like that. But, once Del City has settled in, especially kind of getting sincere back into the groove with the team as well, they are now starting to kind of catch their stride, and that's what Coach Jones was talking about earlier. He really wants to see these guys come together now in this fifth week, to kind of gel, and become the team that they can and really get ready for the playoffs.
And when Colton returns next week for the 24th, that's another road game at Tahlequah, so going all the way out to the east side of the state. And then finishes up with the home game at Claremore and at Pryor to wrap up the 2025 regular season. We'll likely have some home playoff games here if Del City can win the district as expected.
Yes, sir, no doubt. Looking forward to it. Really looking forward to it, actually. It's crazy. We're almost done with the season. It just really sound it seemed like we just began.
Yeah, football season, high school football in Oklahoma, and then I think what really made the games go faster a couple years back, it's probably closer to 10 years back, if not longer, when it went from a 7:30 to kickoff to 7.
True.
And it's just one of those things. People are getting off work faster, and then this, with it moving to Thursday because of the officiating shortage that is going on in the district, they can't keep enough officials, so they got to counterbalance games both for Thursday and Friday night.
Right. That is just one of those things that you have to deal with, conditionally. It's just, one of the kind of rare things from the state. So if we got any umpires out there, any referees listening, we always need some. So I guess we'll pause, right here for the Star Spangled Banner.
We'll pause for this Star Spangled Banner by the Del City JROTC and the Screaming Eagle Marching Band.
Standing until the colors have been retired. Today's colors are being presented by Cadet Reynaldo Cortez, Cadet Kylie B. Miller, Cadet Andres Herrera, and Cadet Commander Amari Price.
As the JROTC takes the field, and we will have the playing of the national anthem any moment now. Very good national anthem performance by the Del City Screaming Eagle Marching Band and the JROTC presenting the colors. So, it's coin toss time now, brought to you by Bucks Flight Academy, led by Del City graduate Kenny Lockhart for affordable flight training from private pilot through multi-engine rating. Check them out on both Facebook and Instagram and book a Discovery flight today. Call them now at 405-538-1400. And as we wait for the captains for both teams to take the field, Will Rogers, they have a roster of around 25 players that I was able to get earlier this week, but from what I heard in the pregame, maybe only about 16 took the bus down here.
Yes, exactly.
And
they're going to be a little short-handed. It's all right, but I'm sure they have enough guys to, cover both sides of the field. So, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, the star players that they have, like I said, Jeremy Ross, Shannon Lee at the quarterback position. These guys, are more than capable of keeping the offensive going. And these both, of course, they play both sides of the ball. So, just said, looking forward to see what they're able to bring, with the, depleted squad.
Moment of silence for J.J. Cheatham,
Definitely.
who tragically lost his life last season. But both teams getting ready to come out onto the field. Like I said, we should be expecting the coin toss. It's imminent any moment, and we see both the captains for Tulsa Rogers as well as Del City coming out onto the field. Of course, they're bringing out the jersey of J.J. Cheatham for the coin toss. Number 1, Rickland Holmes, the homecoming king, holding the jersey of J.J. Cheatham.
Really a cool thing, Mike, to, be able to honor someone, in a manner like this.
Captain for Dell City, number 2, Josiah Chester. Number 7, Nicholas Holmes. Number 6, Draquan Wright. And other captains for Dell City include 55 and 54. That is both Arnico and Arian Daniels, as they come out to meet the captains for Will Rogers. Number 4, number 6, number 58, and number 70. So 4 being Dalzian Olmos. Number 6 being Jeremy Ross. The other 2 captains for Will Rogers being number 58, and that is James Shader, and number 70, Liddell Clayton.
Captains for your Dell City Eagles, number 1, Rickman Holmes. Number 2, Josiah Chester. Number 5, Caleb Blackwolf. Number 6, Drake.
And I did forget Caleb Blackwolf. How could I forget? He had 3 touchdowns last week and 5 against Booker T. Also, obviously, a team captain for the Eagles. My apologies to his family. So the Ropers win the coin toss. They defer to the start of the second half. Dell City will have the football starting with kickoff here in around 2 minutes or so.
All right. Dell City's looking to get off to a fast start, in the words of Coach Jones. So get sincere, and the rest of the crew on the football field, and looking forward to see what they're able to do tonight.
See how quickly they can light up the scoreboard with it being 2025 homecoming,
Right.
and full stands on the home side here to welcome the 5-1 Dell City Eagles.
And definitely want to, mention all of our YouTube viewers today, Mike. We had a lot of interaction, with these, comments and chats last week. So, everybody feel free to, make comments and, let us know if you are watching the game. And, if you have a player out there that you want us to focus and give a shout out to, please do that. But, yeah, we like the engagement. We like the back and forth. So if we do have anybody out there on YouTube or any of the other, sources, please, let us know that you're watching.
And fans will definitely engage on YouTube. Had experiences.
Yes, sir.
When I worked with Ike last season, they snapped a 8-year playoff drought when they finally made it to the playoffs against Sapulpa, and the comments were going all over the place.
That's
in
nice.
that playoff game.
See, I love stuff like that. It keeps you engaged, and like I said, we know that we got some fans of these players out there, and the thing that we could do is give them a good show. And like I said, and we definitely like the engagement. So please feel free and keep it clean. Please keep it clean.
Kickoff imminent here as we are ready to see the Eagles roll out of the tunnel here for tonight's kickoff. And here come your Dell City Eagles. Fly, Eagles, fly, as we get ready to set to begin tonight's kickoff here in just a matter of moments, waving that proud red and black DC flag. So we'll take one final timeout before we go live with kickoff. We are about to have 2025 Dell City homecoming against Tulsa Rogers live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Back live for kickoff. Kickoff sponsors the Dell City Chamber of Commerce, the trusted resource for advocacy, education, and engagement to help you improve your business. Will Rogers set the kickoff here at any moment now. 0 Antonio Alvarado kicking off for the Ropers. Caleb Blackwolf back with Josiah Chester for Del City. 2025 homecoming is imminent. And we are underway for 2025 homecoming. Ball caught at the 15-yard line as there is a tackle made right at around a 30-yard line. Number 6 for the Ropers there, Jeremy Ross with the tackle. Had number 4, Walter Franklin with the return for Del City.
Short little return by Walter Franklin. So, like I said, our player of the game last week, and so we can get him to get us off on a good start. So, looking forward to it, Mike. Let's see what Del City has.
Looking forward to Del City's first drive of this 2025 homecoming. One of the most explosive offenses in all of Class 5A. You got Rickland Holmes in the backfield. And then starting at quarterback, number 16, Sincere Overton. Overton, 3-step drop, throws it. It's caught. Makes his way up the field past the 40-yard line, still on his feet, and he gets tackled out of bounds at around the 38 or 39-yard line. Official spot being the 37. Fly Eagles fly, first down, Del City.
Great carry by Josiah Chester. Nice little hitch route. Very precise throw by Sincere Overton out to the edge and, turned that corner and moved up the sidelines. I mean, you really can't ask for a better play than that with the Eagle first down.
Great pitch and catch there to start the first pass of the game for Del City's offense. Shotgun formation. 4 receivers set here for the Eagles. Man in motion. And a whistle is blown before the play can gather any steam. It is a false start against the Eagles. 5-yard penalty. It remain first down and 15.
Well, I was hoping, Mike, we can kind of get through the first quarter with no flags. We had quite a few, last week and the previous weeks we've had, here and there. It's kind of scattered out, but hopefully we can, clean a little bit of that up this game.
From the Will Rogers 48-yard line, Del City with the opportunity to get some points on the board here early with 11:18 remaining going this first quarter. They go to the running game, and he's got a quick burst and goes down the field. Down past the 20-yard line, still on his feet. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's a Del City touchdown from 48 yards out.
Great carry by Rickland Holmes on that one. Really wasn't to be stopped on that one.
Holding on to Eagles is going to bring back the touchdown that the homecoming king would have started on the opener, as you see it on the OSN instant replay.
Would have been a great carry. Unfortunately, it has to come back, but see if we can do that again. But like I said, nonetheless, great carry by Rickland Holmes.
Want to give a special thanks to our sponsors here tonight are covering the game. Instant replay sponsor is Triple Elite Screen Printing. Find world-class designs in hot new styles. So Del City back in their own territory as a result of that penalty is now at their own 44-yard line. You can't fault Holmes for that one, just a penalty that would have made it 7-0 early.
Right.
They're going back to Rickland Holmes, and he's picking up right where he left off, getting deep into Will Rogers territory, down to the 34-yard line. First down, Del City.
Nice cut up the field to make, a few people miss and kind of gain some of that yards that were lost back. Almost all of those yards he was able to gain back, just a few yards shy of the first down, but another great carry by Rickland Holmes.
From the 35-yard line, they're officially marking this second down and 2. So penalty took it back quite a ways, but Rickland got almost all of it back in one go-round. Pass over the middle, actually to the outside there, intended for his target number 3, Quincy Hill. A little bit strong and complete.
Yeah, a little bit of an errant throw on that one. Kind of got away from Sincere Overton on that one. Not really sure if the route was different than what was called, but kind of went a little bit over the head of Quincy Hill on that one.
Beautiful weather tonight to get away from this disgusting heat. 75 degrees right now at Robert Kalsu Stadium. Much improvement from the 80s and the low 90s that are unnatural in the month of October.
It is a beautiful night out here, Mike.
So lining up are the Eagles back on offense. Overton under center in the shotgun formation, being flanked, and now with a man in motion. Overton stays on his feet, gets past the 30-yard line. It breaks a tackle, goes down past the 20-yard line, inside the 15, and brought down. There's a fumble. So tackled at the 12, there's a fumble. Refs are already indicating it's Del City football.
Nice breakout by Sincere Overton. Unfortunately, had to put the ball on the ground, but good job, by Del City by having that recovery. Sincere Overton was not to be brought down. He had ran with some fruition, able to break a few tackles and make his way up the middle. But like I said, on that sling down, kind of got a loss of that ball, but Del City was able to come up with the recovery. So,
Red Zone sponsor is Bail Bonds by Tamara. Have you missed the bowl on paying a ticket? Call Bail Bonds by Tamara at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. Bail Bonds by Tamara. So ball officially at the 13-yard line. They're going to go with Rickland Holmes, and he backs his way into a gain of a yard. Tackle made there by number 70 for Will Rogers. That is Liddell Clayton, senior for the Ropers.
Good stop by Roper on that one. But like I said, not a lot of yards on that dive for Rickland Holmes, but I imagine they'll try to keep it, in his hands and see if he could do some more damage.
So Del Sage is letting the clock eat down. 9 minutes remaining in the opening quarter here in the Oklahoma Sports Network's presentation of 2025 Del City Homecoming. Mike Stewart, Gordy Jones with the call here for you. Want to thank everybody watching all over the state of Oklahoma and anywhere you might be in the organized world. Overton throws the ball toward the corner. Goes up. Easy grab, easy money. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's a Del City touchdown.
Woo, woo.
Grab made by number 2, Josiah Chester, and we'll check it out on the OSN replay.
Great catch and great separation made by Josiah Chester, and even better throw by Overton. Seen him out wide by himself, single coverage. When you got a man out wide like that, you just got to go to that man. And having a receiver like Josiah Chester, that's one you can definitely depend on. So great pass and catch, by the quarterback and that receiver. And like I said, that it gives Del City, the lead.
Castaneda out here with the extra point. Kick is up, and it is good. So, 8:36 remaining in the opening quarter. Del City football with a 7-0 lead over Tulsa Rogers. We will be right back on the other side of this break. Eagles homecoming live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Drive Summary sponsor is Madison's Country Cooking. The keyword this week is gridiron, and that will get you 10% off all purchases. 4747 Southeast 29th Street in Del City between Sooner and Sunny Lane. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday, and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday and Monday. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials with breakfast served all day. Senior discounts and free Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day. Of course, you had Sincere Overton with that corner pass to his intended target, Josiah Chester, and Del City up 7-0 with 8:36 remaining in the opening quarter.
Great job to establish, dominance early in that game. First drive of the game, they were able to kind of come out with exactly what they planned on. And like I said, really good throwing by Sincere Overton on that one. That's exactly what Coach Jones and the rest of the coaches wanted to see from Overton. Just a little bit more precision, a little bit more, just being a little bit more decisive on some of those passes. So great job by that quarterback.
Kickoff by the homecoming king, number 1, Rickland Holmes, gets us from the 14-yard line, and he's able to get to the 19. There's a fumble, and it looks like it was recovered by Del City. We'll wait for the official call. So, ball's being held at the 24-yard line. Damu Oko there with the football. Coach Kevin Cox gets the ball from the referee. Will Rogers will hang on to the football, so they declared the ball down by contact.
I wasn't really sure on that one, Mike. I couldn't really get a good shot of that one, but great job by the kickoff team and way to be on it to at least create some confusion.
Such a bang-bang play when you're dealing with special teams.
Right.
So they did declare Dell City got the football. Great special teams awareness by the Eagles as they now have the ball at the 21-yard line. There's a timeout called on the field. Coach Kevin Cox wants to talk this over as Coach Jones comes over, and they will sit down and discuss this one. We'll take a brief break with them and be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Red Zone sponsor is Bail Bonds by Tamara. Be sure to call 405-200-5110. Ball just outside the red zone at the 21-yard line here. Special teams turnover, and we have a big one. Run up the middle. It's down to the 5-yard line by number 5 for Dell City. Caleb Blackwolf, you knew sooner rather than later he would make his name on this game.
Definitely, and it's always, like I said, a pleasure to see Mr. Blackwolf in the lineup. And, of course, like you said, we knew it was going to come sooner or later. A nice, tough run up the middle on that dive by Caleb Blackwolf.
Overton and Blackwolf in the backfield here. They go back on the run. Caleb Blackwolf breaks the tackle. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's a Dell City touchdown.
Great cutback by Mr. Blackwolf himself.
As the lights go off here to celebrate another DC touchdown, we'll check it out on the OSN replay as Blackwolf just breaks the tackle ever so easily and marches across the end zone with 7:55 remaining in the opening quarter. Dell City primed to take this 14-0 lead.
Caleb Blackwolf is just tough to bring down. When you tackle this young man, you got to go for the legs. There's no holding on the jerseys. There's no holding on to that upper body. He is just determined to get in that end zone.
So it looks like the ball may have got tipped, but the extra point still is good. Dell City 14, Tulsa Rogers nothing. We'll be back on the other side of this break. 2025 Dell City homecoming right here live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Scoring recap brought to you by Masson's Country Cooking. Caleb Blackwolf for that 5-yard touchdown run. The key word this week is gridiron. That gets you 10% off all purchases. 4747 Southeast 29th Street. Dell City between Sooner and Sunny Lane. Great run there by Blackwolf to break the tackle and double up the lead on Will Rogers.
Right. Dell City, establishing dominance like we said before and able to kind of get both the passing game and the running game on both drives. Just looking really good right now.
Homecoming King with the kickoff here as it bounces to the 21-yard line. Got probably the best return of the night for the Ropers as they get this down to around the 32. Coming out of the puddle is number 11 for Will Rogers, Marcus Stokes.
Nice stop by the Dell City kickoff team, and good carry by Stokes on that one as well. But like I said, they'll give Tulsa Rogers probably the best field position that they've had so far.
So ball at the 33-yard line, their best position of the night. But special teams for Dell City already forcing a turnover and able to get this lead as we're just over halfway left in the quarter with 7:46 remaining in the first. But this would be an opportunity for the Ropers to see what they can do against this second-ranked team in Class 5A. running the football up the middle, down to around the 34. Gains maybe a yard on that one. Del City defense holding tough here.
Holding tough. Not really a lot going for the running back on that one. Offensive line not really making a good push on that one, but if they're not able to kind of get Del City, tamed, it's going to be a long night for Tulsa Rogers.
Jeremy Ross able to get a couple of yards on the play. To be fair, they mark it officially at the 35-yard line. So it's going to be 2nd down and 8 coming up for the Ropers, wearing the white, blue, and yellow color scheme. They go back to the running back. He's got a gap here, and he may take one all the way. Oh, my goodness. Touchdown, Will Rogers, and he's able to get that all the way down for about 65 yards. Jeremy Ross, as we can check that one out on the OSN replay.
Woo! We talked about this young man, number 6, earlier. Jeremy Ross, one of the, star players for Tulsa Rogers, the Ropers. They really don't have a whole lot of depth, but they do have this young man. And Jeremy Ross able to make that dive right up the middle. I mean, just showing a great, tremendous amount of speed. And Del City just not able to keep up. But that gives Del City, something to look forward to this next drive. But good score by Ross on that carry.
Antonio Alvarado with the extra point. And one thing we've learned about Ross already, if he gets in open field, look out.
Speed.
Looking to cut the Del City lead in half here. Ball down, kick is up, and it is good. So with 6:48 remaining in the opening quarter, the Ropers say they didn't come down here to lay down dead, as they get a 65-yard touchdown run to cut Del City's lead in half by a score of 14-7. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Del City homecoming on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Welcome back live on Oklahoma Sports Network. 14-7 Del City over Tulsa Rogers, and we just witnessed a 65-yard touchdown run by Jeremy Ross, their senior running back.
Right, kind of caught Del City off guard on the defensive end. Del City, we know that they have a lot of speed on that end, but then you see a kid like Ross, breaking up the middle, that'll wake you up, so that's just lets you know that you can't take anybody off guard or take anybody for granted when you play against any of this, regardless of the record.
So ball kind of bounces out of bounds. We want to give a shout-out to our first quarter sponsor here, Whataburger of Midwest City off 15th Street. Welcomes you to come by after tonight's game for a free medium fry with any purchase. Just say you're with Del City High School and that the Eagle mascot sent you. Only good on game night tonight only at the 15th Street location. So kickoff sponsor also brought to you by our Del City Chamber of Commerce,
right,
the trusted resource for advocacy, education, and engagement to help you improve your business. So, touchback officially, Del City have the ball at the 35. Overton in the backfield here, looking to run another series under center at quarterback. Man in motion. They go with the running back, Caleb Blackwolf. He's going across the 40-yard line and holding on to his foot, number 4, Dalton Olmos.
Nice little counter play by Caleb Blackwolf, able to get about 4 or 5 yards on that carry. Like you said, holding on to the man's foot just to slow him down. I think that's just what it's going to take once that Caleb Blackwolf gets going.
You get Blackwolf going, it's like a freight train.
Right.
Ask the Hornets about how that worked out for them.
Jeez. He's been causing a lot of damage, and like I said, that's one of our favorite players to watch. With the ball in his hand, there's amazing things this kid can do.
Football at the 40-yard line for the Eagles. Officially going to be 2nd down and 5, getting 5 on that first rush for Blackwolf. Eagles with trips to the bottom of your screen in the shotgun formation. Overton going 3-step drop. Pressure coming. Looks to roll out of it. stays on his feet, throws it, bobbled and caught, escapes the tackle, gets into Will Rogers territory, and stays on his feet down to the 40-yard line.
Great recovery and great, speed, of course, by Josiah Chester. Great scramble by Sincere Overton using the patience. Not a lot of places to go on that one, Mike, but Sincere Overton was able to find that receiver and get, straight to Chester. And, Chester's almost able to break that one out for a touchdown. But
Chester almost was a jailbird there in a tremendous play to break tackles and get about 7 to 8 extra yards on that one.
Looking good.
Trips to the top of your screen now. Overton pitches to Black Wolf. Black Wolf down past the 30-yard line, stays on his feet. Black Wolf still running, looking to break a tackle when he's back into the red zone, down there around the 14-yard line.
Almost able to break away on that option. Great pitch, great catch. I mean, the timing of that pitch was just perfect. Caleb Black Wolf almost able to break away. Great job on that option play.
As back in the red zone, brought to you by Bail Bonds by Tamara, 405-200-5110. Del City looking to go up triples in the first quarter, under 5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. Man in motion. They go back to Black Wolf. Somebody meets him there. He's looking to escape, and he does down past the 10-yard line. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's a Del City touchdown. 2 rushing touchdowns for Caleb Black Wolf as we check it out on the OSN Instant Replay.
What a carry by Black Wolf. Almost stopped in the backfield, Mike. I mean, we had like 3 or 4 defensive linemen in the backfield, but Caleb Black Wolf able to break maybe 2 tackles and make all the way to the corner of the end zone. Great run by Caleb Black Wolf for the second touchdown.
So you had the 5-yarder, and this one looks like he was dead to rights before he's just able to escape like Sonic the Hedgehog and do a loop-de-loop in the Green Hill zone all the way to the house.
Right. Looking good.
Extra point attempt upcoming. Ball snap. It's down. Kick is up, and it is good. 4:44 remaining. First quarter of 2025 Del City homecoming. Caleb Black Wolf 2 touchdowns, and Del City leads by a score of 21-7. We'll be right back on the other side of this commercial break. Del City football live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
Scoring recap brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. Caleb Black Wolf with his second consecutive touchdown in the red zone as Del City's up 21-7 with 4:44 remaining in the opening quarter. Don't forget the key word this week is gridiron. 10% off on all purchases at 4747 Southeast 29th Street in Del City between Sooner and Sunny Lane.
All right, now we got a good game going. We got a 21-7 score. Tulsa Rogers was able to score, on their possession and kind of able to move it down, but Del City quickly able to move it down for their third touchdown of the game. So let's see if Tulsa Rogers can kind of bring, more heat than they brought that last drive.
Kickoff imminent as we're awaiting the homecoming King Rickland Holmes to send it the way of the Ropers. Kind of a squib kick on this one. They pick it up around the 32, 33-yard line, bring it back to around the 37. And Tulsa Rogers will start in their own territory to begin this upcoming drive.
Nice little stick on that kickoff by Caleb Black Wolf, kind of laying the hat down. Not only can this guy run touchdowns, he can hit as well, folks.
Yeah, Black Wolf able to do it on both sides of the football, and definitely one of those athletes that can make an impact anywhere where you line him up at.
Definitely, he's tough.
So from the 40-yard line officially, Ropers lining up a bunch of receivers at the top of their formation on your screen. Fake the run, throws it out, and able to make a catch that they are going to say is caught at the 43-yard line. Reception there made by number 10 to Eric Scott. So second down, 7 upcoming here for Tulsa Rogers.
Del City looked like they decided to run, the 4-2 on that one, by having a little bit more help on the defensive back end. But Tulsa Rogers able to kind of go with that short pass and get the ball out quickly.
Bringing those 4 down defensive linemen, just trying to find a gap there in the linebacker front.
Right.
Going back in shotgun here, and then we have another explosive run being made. Number 6 with the football, Jeremy Ross, keeping these Ropers in it, coming down from the 9-1-8 and moving the sticks for a first down.
Just so quick, and just feet are just really choppy. He's able kind of to get to that second level and hit that line so quickly. I don't think the Del City line is able to kind of respond quick enough, to the handoff. But Ross, like I said, another good carry by this young man.
So ball's at the 49-yard line here in Del City territory. Tulsa Rogers definitely putting up a fight here. It's like Coach Jones mentioned in the pregame. When you have this amount of talent, everybody's going to punch you in the mouth and give you their best shot.
Exactly.
And you got Ross wide open, able to get it down past the 45-yard line around roughly the 44.
Showing some good push. Tulsa Rogers is, on this offensive line, able to get Ross out to that edge. And that's what it's going to take. You're playing against a fast team like Del City. You're going to have to, combat that with an even faster running back, and that's what they're able to do.
So official spot is going to be 2nd down and 4 yards to go. 6-yard run by Ross. And then they can get a first down by crossing the 40 into the 39 here.
You got to wrap this kid up. You really got to wrap this kid up, Mike. I mean, he's getting those legs going, and he's kind of like a little bit lower to the ground, so really got to get on him.
Remind you of a high school version of a young LaDainian Tomlin.
Right.
Throws the football, nearly intercepted, but somehow caught. And a big play there made by number 10, Eric Scott, the junior for Tulsa Rogers.
Oh, I know it. Gunter is just down there kicking himself on that one because he got a hand on it, able to get a paw on it. But great job by the receiver and great concentration to be able to come down with that one.
But great effort by this Del City defense as they're trying to start putting more effort to protecting the rock as the clock ticks down inside 3 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in this first quarter. So from the 38-yard line, spectacular catch there. Probably one of the highlights of the season for the Ropers.
For sure.
They go back to Ross. Ross gets down to around the 36-yard line and gain of roughly 2 there on that rush to make it 2nd and 8.
Yeah, not a lot going on that one. Not the same push that they were able to have on some of those other runs. But, those dives up the middle, you're going to get that.
Tackle made by Jalen Andrews, the sophomore defensive end for the Eagles. As you can hear the cheerleaders in the background want to get everybody hyped for homecoming. Ropers are getting ready to break the huddle here. They got last-minute substitutions coming in. And they'll have to get this down to the 28-yard line in order to maintain this drive. Takes the snap. They go back to Ross. Broken up and nearly tackled by number 55 for Del City. He had first contact, Arion Daniels, the senior defensive lineman.
All right, great job by Daniels. And the freshman as well, Damani Godwin, able to make a good push on the defensive end. On the defensive line to stop that for just a shorter minimal gain.
3rd down and 7 yards to go. So we'll see if this Del City defense can finally get Tulsa Rogers off the field.
Del City really is going to have to tighten up on that defensive line right now and not allow exactly what happened that last drive.
So what appears to be Twins receiver set at the top of the formation. Shotgun takes the snap. They go back to Ross. He's been their breadwinner tonight. Gets it down to the 35-yard line, no gain, and should finally expect the special teams unit to come out for Tulsa Rogers.
Good job. Great job by the stop by the defense on that one.
Down in distance is 4th down and 7. Field goal unit coming out here for Tulsa Rogers. Or maybe not.
Looks like they're going to go for it.
So, big risk here. Twins receivers at the top of the formation again. Shotgun 4th down and 7. They're going to go for it. Throws it and tackled immediately, not going anywhere. Hit by number 7, Nicholas Holmes, the senior defensive back. And it's turnover, first down, Del City.
Ooh. Decided to go ahead and keep it instead of punting. I'm not really sure if that was a good decision or not, given Del City the field position that they have. But trying the little bubble screen over to the right, not able to get, any yards hardly out of that. Del City's defense is so fast. That's just one of those plays that you're really going to have to make sure you got all the blocking that you need to get that off.
You make a big gamble like that, but they did ultimately lose. So
Definitely.
Del City can really break the game open. 41.6 seconds remaining in this first quarter, already with a 2-touchdown lead, and looking to increase this lead slow, steady, and intermediate like they had the last 2 weeks when they were in the Tulsa area.
No doubt, no doubt.
4-receiver set this time. Man in motion, and there is going to be a penalty flag. Somebody jumped offside. We'll figure out what happened here. Officials waiting to make this call.
Got too many men on the field, Mike? I'm not sure.
Potentially. It looked like it might have been a late substitution. We'll see what it is. They're waving the flag.
All right.
I guess you got to get your arms ready for tomorrow night with that referee short.
You got to wave your hands like you just don't care.
And wave them all around.
Wave them all around.
Up in the air.
They're probably having a little double vision out there.
So back with the man in motion for Del City. Overton with the ball. Just runs up the middle. There's a gap, able to get the reception, able to go down deep in Will Rogers territory, stays on his feet down past the 40-yard line. Great reception by Josiah Chester, and is not refusing to go down on the first hit all night.
He's a good receiver. I mean, we know Josiah Chester has great hands, great feet work, and, of course, the guy has some speed. Another good, precise pass by Sincere Overton. He's really looking, like I said, really looking clean tonight, being very decisive on his throws. I mean, that was just a bullet for Chester, able to get it out, to him quickly. That way Josiah Chester can kind of break out and get some more yards after that reception. Good pitch and catch, of course.
Clock down inside 10 seconds from the Will Rogers 38. They're going to run with this one, and he's going real fast. Overton stays on his feet into the red zone, and that'll be the final play, barring a timeout at 2.1 seconds left.
Another great carry by Sincere Overton.
And it is the final play of the first quarter. One in the books here at Robert Kalsu Stadium. 2025 homecoming. Your Del City Eagles lead Tulsa Rockets by score 21-7. We'll be back with second quarter action right here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be
One quarter in the books here at Robert Kalsu Stadium. Del City leading their 2025 homecoming 21-7, looking to extend it to a 3-touchdown lead. Quarter sponsor is Body Lewis Insurance. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Choctaw at 405-281-6700. Del City at 405-670-3665. And Del City looking to extend this lead like I mentioned. We'll see if they give it to Black Wolf or let Overton throw the ball here.
Let's see it. While the Eagles decide whether to get a set or not.
4-3 for the defensive set. There's a whistle. Flag before the play can generate. We'll see what happened there. So free yardage, encroachment. Del City will bring the ball down another 5 yards.
Penalty yardage makes it first down and 5.
So 1st and 5 here. Opportunity for Del City just to build upon this lead like they've been doing the last couple of weeks. Spotted at the 15-yard line. And we will see this team go back to work with Rickland Holmes in the backfield takes the football, and the homecoming king hits the truck stick from Madden NFL on his defender.
Ooh.
And they're calling it a touchdown. Fly, Eagles, fly from 15 yards out for the homecoming king.
Good job by Rickland Holmes. I thought it might have been an offsides penalty on the defensive line, but Rickland Holmes able to barrel his way all the way to the goal line and just kind of bulldoze the young man right over for the Dell City Eagle touchdown.
Like I said, he just hit the truck stick on him, and then
goodness.
when they drive it into the end zone.
That looked like it hurt, Mike.
Well, the great John Madden used to say something. He'll feel that in the morning.
Right.
Extra point getting ready here to extend this to a 28-7 lead with 11:42 remaining in the second quarter, and the extra point is good. So we'll be back on the other side of this break. Dell City running away from 2025 homecoming on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Kickoff sponsored by our Dell City Chamber of Commerce. And the homecoming king, number 1, Rickland Holmes with that Madden NFL truck stick for the 4th touchdown of the game and the first in the second quarter for the Eagles. Scoring recap brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. The key word this week is gridiron. 10% off all purchases. Located at 4747 Southeast 29th Street in Dell City. So he does it all. He hits the truck stick, and looks like we will be having.
Looks like they gave him a break. Yeah, they gave him a break on this one.
Yeah, they said, you scored a touchdown, we won't let you kick it. So, 2 ropers colliding with each other at the 20-yard line, and now blow the play dead. Number 82 for Dell City with the kick here, and fielded at the 20, and that's where Will Rogers will take this football. Down 3 touchdowns with 11:41 before we go to intermission.
Dell City doing a really good job on defense now. They kind of tighten that defensive line up a little bit, not really letting anybody kind of get away with, Ross was able to kind of get a lot going. That first drive, of course, he broke away and able to get a little bit going on that second drive, but Dell City's doing a really good job of stopping them from getting the end zone, able to kind of create a bigger gap in that lead. So let's see if they're able to stop them here on this drive.
So Roper's back at the 20-yard line. Down 3 touchdowns, but still fighting really hard. Fumble on the play. Looks like Dell City may have recovered it.
Ooh.
We'll have to wait for the official signal, and they do say it goes to the Eagles.
Just nothing really. Just tough to kind of get that handoff off, right as he turned around. Just not really like a amount of space that he needed to get that handoff, complete to Ross. Kind of reached out there and just not a good exchange, and unfortunately put that ball on the ground. But great job by the Dell City defense to recover. Gets us right back where we want to be.
So triple lead screen printing with the instant replay, and then the red zone is brought to you by our sponsor coming up here, which is Bail Bonds by Tamara. 405-200-5110. Dell City with the ball at the 17-yard line. You do have 4 receivers set here in the shotgun formation. Holmes is back, flanking his quarterback, throws it downfield, and so easy. 2 touchdowns. Fly, Eagles, fly. Josiah Chester expanding this lead. 1 play, 1 drive, 1 score, 1 touchdown with 11:06 remaining as Dell City is set to take a 35-7 lead over the Rovers.
Mike just hit it right on the head. That was almost just too easy, and it was pretty. It was pretty sincere. Overton, I mean, like I said, this young man has been very decisive today. You can kind of see he's kind of really getting comfortable in that pocket. The way he released that ball, I mean, Josiah Chester just had to run right underneath it. And you really don't see that much, precision passing in that corner like that from a kid this age. But great passing, great catch, by the quarterback and the receiver.
Castaneda with the PAT, 35-7 Del City, 11:06 remaining before we go to halftime. We'll be back on the other side of this break. Del City homecoming on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed.
Kickoff sponsored by the Del City Chamber of Commerce. 18-yard touchdown pass from Sincere Overton to number 2 Josiah Chester. Scoring recap brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. Remember, the key word this week is gridiron. 10% off all purchases located at 4747 Southeast 29th in Del City. Kickoff underway. Recovered, and it may bounce. Ooh. Takes a Del City bounce to the 7-yard line. They're blowing it dead. The special team's already responsible for one touchdown this evening, trying to see if they can get another one.
I'm not sure if they thought somebody touched it or if he actually did touch it.
So
that was touched.
It is so somebody from the Ropers apparently touched it. The officials are saying it's Del City football, and when it rains, it pours.
Not exactly sure what happened on that one, Mike, but Caleb Blackwolf able to pick it up very quickly. I'm not sure. I'm guessing that he got touched, is why they call it a dead where it laid. But, I mean, great recovery, to say the least.
Great recovery. Red Zone sponsor, bail bonds by Tamara. Call 405-200-5110. So, yeah, not sure what to expect there, Gordy. We do have the ball at the 8-yard line. Special teams, again, another turnover, and the homecoming king with another truck stick and eases into the end zone. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's a Del City touchdown with this lead now 41-7, 10:21 remaining in the second quarter.
Woo. Del City able to line up in that heavy run defense, in the heavy run offense, and able to kind of just, use all the beef that they had on the offensive line to make sure that Richard Holmes got in the end zone pretty safe. And, of course, he had to break a couple tackles on his way into the end zone.
So Castaneda lining up here for the extra point to make this a 42-7 football game.
Great run, though, by Rickland Holmes.
And using the truck stick. Like, you play Madden, you just learn how to use it.
Jeez.
Kick is up and good, 42-7 Del City over Tulsa Rogers. We'll be back with some scores around the state. You're watching Del City Homecoming 2025 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Brought to you by the Del City Chamber of Commerce. Rickland Holmes, the homecoming king, does it all. Kickoffs, touchdowns, his second touchdown from 8 yards out. And that scoring drive brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. Remember, gridiron is the code for 10% off this week. As kickoff is set to be underway, we'll give you some scores here across the state of Oklahoma. Lawton down 6-0 to El Reno. And, of course, we have Carl Albert leading John Marshall by a score 38-0. 8 minutes left in that game. Collinsville leading Claremore 17-0. And that ball is fumbled into the end zone. And looks like they may be calling it a touchback. They are going to officially call it a touchback. So Tulsa Rogers will have the ball as the running clock has started with 8 minutes remaining here in the second quarter.
Ross may have got a little lucky on there. I thought that he had just a little bit of a finger on that ball before it went into the end zone, but lucky for him, they called a touchback for Tulsa Rogers.
Lawton MacArthur leading Midwest City by a score of 28-8 there on the campus of Cameron Stadium.
First and 10 for the Ropers on the 20-yard line.
Booker T. Washington leading Tulsa East Central 28-0. Waiting for the Ropers to come out here. We'll get some scores from 6A District 2. Putnam City 42-0 over U.S. Grant. Sand Springs 28-0 over PC West. Piedmont over Eisenhower by a score of 33-0. As the run here gets around to about the 18 and going to lose a couple will the Ropers. Sophomore 44-0 over Northwest Classen. Bartlesville and PC North in a street fight in Northwest Oklahoma City tied at 21 apiece. Muskogee 28-0 over Capitol Hill. And Sapulpa leading 9-0 over Ponca City. Choctaw down 14-0 against number 1 Stillwater.
Sounds like a battle right there.
Yeah, definitely a street fight going on there. And then we have some more scores from 6A1. Mustangs 17-7 over Edmond North. Santa Fe up 28-0 over Westmore. Number 1 Bixby already coasting in the second quarter with a score of 58-0 over Enid. Deer Creek down 28-7 over Jinx. UConn trailing 21-6 to Tulsa Union. As this ball is ran, looks like no gain back to the 18 again.
No, first carry that we've seen by Jaquandre Hopkins tonight.
Emmett Memorial and Owasso in a street fight. It's deadlocked at 0. Basil Gunter with a tackle for Del City to make this third down and long upcoming. 3rd and 10 officially. So they got those 2 yards back, Gordy, on that last rush for a loss.
They're able to try, they're trying to get that run established again and kind of get back to what they were doing when, Ross first initially was able to break that long run. Thing about it is Tulsa Rogers, the Ropers, are really going to have to get a good push on that offensive line to try to get Del City, not so pinned back.
So they're looking to rush, pressure coming, nearly intercepted, good pass breakup, and now they're saying that it's probably pass interference. Number 21 for Del City there, Jamari Johnson, the sophomore with the coverage.
Right, good coverage on it. I mean, just a little bit too aggressive on the back of him. But, like I said, great coverage by Johnson, able to kind of break that up and make sure they had the incomplete pass, but unfortunately came up with the pass interference.
So 15 yards on the PI call, going to give Tulsa Rogers the ball at the 35-yard line.
Well, that's a hard one.
But if you're Del City, it's one of those things when you were doing the pregame interview with Coach Robert Jones, he was just saying wanting to cut back on the penalties, wanting to play more disciplined football.
Right.
And it's just one of those things where as you wind down this season and get ready for the playoffs, those are things you definitely want to clean up on.
Definitely. You can get a little bit sloppy, especially when you're playing against teams where it's not a lot of competition. You kind of get lackadaisical, but hopefully these guys can kind of dial in and get a little bit more settled.
So pass out of bounds on that one, really trying to throw it to an intended target, but overthrew him by about 3 to 5 yards there. So the clock does stop with 5:18 remaining in the first half, but they have been using a running clock given that Del City's already up by a score of 42-7.
Haven't really been throwing the ball a lot, but we see it on those last 2 plays, Mike. They're really trying to get that passing game going. The only thing is you really got to, kind of catch these receivers, in a good position as far as routes go.
As we take the field here, 4:56 remaining from the 35-yard line. Under pressure already, and a big sack made there by number 52 for the Eagles. Coming out into the backfield, Mark Bolds III, the sophomore for the Eagles.
Great push and just made his way through that offensive line to come up with a great sack by Bolds. You really don't hear much from this kid, but, a young man who's able to kind of, move his way to the depth of the Del City defensive line. I mean, these guys really just have tremendous depth, on those front 4.
From the 30-yard line, there is a penalty. It's going to be offensive holding. Del City is going to decline it because they got a 5-yard loss on that sack. Clock now at 4:49 and counting. Eagles with a 35-point lead. Colton will be back here doing play-by-play. He's on vacation this week if you're tuning in late. Mike Stewart here with Gordy Jones, calling tonight's 2025 homecoming for the Oklahoma Sports Network as your Eagles play Tahlequah next week in Tahlequah. Kickoff starting at 7. Pregame at 6:30. Pass over the middle, and it looked like it tried to be intercepted. You had number 9 there for Del City go up to try to grab, and that was Caden Johnson, the junior.
Nice blitz by Wright on that one, able to get the ball out of the quarterback's hands pretty quickly. A little bit slow to get up, but Wright was just so fast getting, behind that line. Kind of able to catch that, quarterback off guard just a little bit.
Pressure of Del City definitely taking this Will Rogers psyche into effect
For
here.
sure.
Caleb Blackwolf in the backfield along with number 7, Nicholas Holmes, the senior. And we know both of these guys can break one to take it all the way to the house, Gordy.
That's the truth. I mean, tremendous talent. As a punter, I really wouldn't know where to punt it, to either one of these young men. Nicholas Holmes and, Caleb Blackwolf both have tremendous speed, both have tremendous vision. So it's just like one of those things, you kind of pick your poison on this one.
Again, running clock continuing as we tick down inside 3:40 remaining before we go to halftime intermission. High snap there, barely gets it off. Going to be fair caught. Well, I think fair catch, but Blackwolf is running into Will Rogers territory, down past the 30, stays on the sideline, and he runs out of bounds out around the 17-yard line.
Great job by Blackwolf on that. Everybody, thought that he was going to go ahead and fair catch that one, but I seen him kind of looking around, and making sure that he had just enough space to catch that ball and get out for a tremendous punt return.
3:25 remaining here, and Del City could officially make this 49-0. Waiting for the official ball spot. It looks like it's going to be at around the 25-yard line is where they're looking to put this.
It seems about right. Like I said, once again, great return by Caleb Blackwolf. Just great vision, just not to be brought down. I told you, those one-arm tackles, they're really not going to do it. I'm not sure if these guys are going to punt again, what it looks like, Mike.
Yeah, I mean, when it rains, it pours, and all the momentum is on Del City's side right now.
For sure.
But this is what they've done over the last 3 weeks, tonight included. You get a team, like a Tulsa area school that's competitive, but, again, their greatest opponent in the Tulsa area was Collinsville, and Collinsville ran away 44-6 on that one. Already 42-7 here with 3:25 remaining in the second quarter.
Looking good so far. Hopefully these guys can just stay engaged, and like I said, the main thing when you play in games like this is just to kind of go through, all your progressions, make sure you're doing everything right, especially when you're going into the next, opponent. You want to make sure that everybody is clicking on all cylinders for sure.
Want to give a shout-out to our second quarter sponsor while we have time. Second quarter sponsor is Bobby Lewis Insurance. Surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Choctaw at 405-281-6700 and Del City at 405-670-3665. Special shout-out to the Whataburger off Midwest City on 15th Street. Stop by for a free medium fry with any purchase tonight only.
Right.
Just say you're with the Del City Eagles and that the mascot sent you. And they got pretty good chicken strips at Whataburger with that white gravy.
I love me some Whataburger. And I know another person who loves some Whataburger. We'll give him a quick shout-out since you mentioned him earlier, Mike. Our boy Colton, the Fleetwood Mac. He's probably watching along on our YouTube, and we'll give another shout-out to some of our other YouTube viewers. Inez Dorcine, Amanda Lester, Eclipse Pearl, and The Truth. He said, Del City is moving the ball pretty well, and, of course, Tulsa Rogers able to move the ball as well. So we appreciate you guys' comments on YouTube and appreciate you guys tuning in. Del City's going to keep, the touchdowns rolling in, I imagine, to keep you guys pretty entertained. So thank you guys for out there watching.
I want to thank everybody across Oklahoma and the organized worldwide on the Del City side as we are about to have the refs convene and see where they're going to put this football. So this be one of them ones where I say it might be a good time to play the Jeopardy theme.
Right. I mean, let's let's have some trivia, shall we? But yeah, I mean, while these gentlemen decide on what the placement of the ball is and what they're gonna do, it looks like we're almost to a decision. Well, Del City, like I said before, staying engaged, staying exactly, doing exactly what they kind of planned to do once they came out here, getting the ball, the right players, and like I said, we're seeing a really good show from Josiah Chester, from Rickland Holmes, from Sincere Overton. These guys are, really doing a great job of getting, this offense established and doing what we know that they're capable of doing.
And don't forget Caleb Blackwolf getting those scores as well. Everybody is contributing for this Del City offensive front.
For sure.
And the Del City special teams coming up with 2 big turnovers to make this gap the 35.5 touchdown margin that it is with 3:25 before we go to the locker room.
Coach Jones looks a little confused, trying to get an explanation from the referee.
A bit perturbed, just trying to figure out what's going on here so his guys can get back on the field. Don't know if this is a timeout or if it's just an official's timeout, but again, they're just taking their time here. Thursday Night Football here live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Looks like we'll take a timeout.
So it looks like we'll take a timeout as both teams are going to their respective huddles. We'll be back on the other side of this break. 2025 homecoming live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. So we finally got the penalty situation figured out as a free kick penalty, and it moved Del City back to their own 30-yard line, first down and 10. Man in motion here. Overton facing pressure, throws it intended for his target, number 2, Josiah Chester, falls incomplete. As the ball is at 3:10 and a 5-touchdown lead for the Eagles as they are coasting in this 2025 homecoming matchup.
Looks like that ball just got away from Sincere Overton just a little bit behind Josiah Chester on that route.
So at halftime, you'll be able to hear from our Screaming Eagle Marching Band as they are performing their competitive program.
Should be an entertaining halftime show since it's homecoming.
Yeah, I know they've been doing the Dune stuff over the last couple of weeks.
Nice.
Trips to the top of the screen, man in motion, pressure coming. Overton able to escape it, still on his feet, throws a lazy one downfield, and it's caught! And he stays on his feet down to the 10-yard line. Took time to develop, but guess who came up with it? Number 3, Quincy Hill, as you see it on the OSN replay.
Oh, I mean, like we said before, just great patience by Sincere Overton, kind of able to break his way, away from that defensive line and kind of like just find his feet again, get his shoulder squares, get that ball down to Hill, and Hill with the great reception, able to get him a few yards after the catch. And that's the first time we've heard from this young man tonight. So like I said, so many weapons by Del City, great run and great catch.
Triple Elite screen printing with the replay. And once again, Red Zone sponsor is Bail Bonds by Tamra. If you missed the ball and paying a ticket, call Bail Bonds by Tamra at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community for Bail Bonds by Tamra. We'll keep it here as there's a timeout on the field. So, great play, excellent execution.
Right.
Didn't try to rush it. Got plenty of time to get downfield, find the open man. And this is now a couple of plays, maybe one play away from it being 49-7.
Right, go ahead and run it up. We're in this position, and that's what Del City, came here to do. They're not really showing any mercy on, the Tulsa Rogers Ropers, and they really shouldn't. This is a time that, Del City really has to get comfortable in what they're doing. They got to give their best effort and their best game to to Tulsa Rogers, and they're able to do that. Sincere is really comfortable and looks comfortable in the pocket, looks comfortable with his passes, and they're really precise. Like I said, I really like what we're seeing from this young man and like what we're seeing from the Del City offense in general.
Well, if you're Coach Jones, you like that your team, number 2 in Class 5A,
right, is
refusing to play down to the level of competition.
Exactly.
And so as we are they're marking this at the 11-yard line. Holmes with the carry, looking for touchdown number 3. He fumbles the ball and gets his own football in a little bit of and one hot doggery there. Fly, Eagles, fly. It's a Del City touchdown.
I mean, we already know that Rickland Holmes does it all, Mike. I mean, we just saw it right there, able to kick the ball. The ball lands right in the end zone and bounces right back up into his hands. You really can't ask for a better, run than that. It's just, I wouldn't even call it luck. It's just one of those things where it's just meant to be. And Rickland Holmes is just meant to score touchdowns.
So, and one high school football tour right here as Del City's looking to make this 49-7. Running clock down inside 2 minutes with the extra point upcoming.
Shout out to Golden Oldie, watching along on the YouTube. Del City is doing awesome tonight, and, it's a pleasure to watch these guys.
So the kick is good, but there's a penalty flag in the end zone.
Not another one, Mike.
Again, it'd be something that Coach Jones brings up when they have their film.
Right.
Bring up the, practices, getting ready for Tahlequah next week.
And it's on both sides of the ball. I don't want to just call out Del City. It is going on both sides of the ball. But, you see it throughout high school football. It's just one of those things. You're going to see a lot of flags on the field. You just hope, by the last week of the season, you see just a lot less. But, here we are mid-season, still seeing a little bit too many penalties going on.
So illegal participation penalty against the Ropers. So they're going to go ahead and do this extra point attempt one more time with 1:50 remaining before we go to halftime. Castañeda with the kick attempt. Gets it up in the air, and it is good.
Nice.
So 1:42 remaining, 49-7 Del City. All over this one at 2025 homecoming. We'll be back on the other side of this break. This is the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
Last year, 35%.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
Brought to you by the Del City Chamber of Commerce, and the scoring drive summary brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. And third touchdown of the night for the homecoming king, Rickland Holmes. Basically, the hand won high school football tour. He fumbles it. It bounces like a basketball back into his breadbasket.
Right.
And here we go with Del City up 49-7 over Tulsa Rogers.
I like that. The N1 football tour. You don't really see a lot of trickeration like that, Mike. But, I'm glad we were blessed to be able to see that. You don't see that often.
Not often. It's very hard. Kickoff is underway. Tulsa Rogers will get this ball back. And a big hit there around the 20-yard line.
Mr. Blackwolf, once again, laying down the hat.
So we have Rickland Holmes with the truck stick.
Right.
And we got Caleb Blackwolf with the hit stick.
He's out here just hitting people.
Yeah.
Just making them pay. Tulsa Rogers really not able to get a good thing going on the reception end, on these kickoff returns. They've had a few different opportunities, almost let one go for a safety, have, two players run into each other earlier, and that one, able to get up, off the catch just quick enough. But Blackwolf was, there so quickly. These guys doing a really good job on the kickoff team, getting downfield quickly and making sure to, give Tulsa Rogers just no room to run.
So ball at the 20-yard line here in the shotgun formation. Twins at the top of the screen for the Ropers. Looks to throw the ball and is hit immediately at the 20-yard line. Combo hit there by Rickland Holmes and number 25, Jordan Hawkins.
Welcome to the game, Mr. Hawkins. Well, good to see you. And good hit by Rickland Holmes as well.
Quick score in Class 5A, halftime score. Guthrie Blue Jays number 5 in Class 5A, leading Western Heights in Oklahoma City by a score of 42-0. Special shout out to Chris Evans running Guthrie Sports page up there doing the games for them.
Yes, sir.
Ball to 21-yard line here. Inside 30 seconds, they call a timeout right at the 30-second mark. Officials timeout here. Maybe determining a ball spot, maybe just making sure that, because we had a good 3 to 5 minutes earlier whenever they were trying to move the ball on that free kick penalty.
Right. Not sure if number 11 had an equipment issue, or not exactly sure. That was Mr. Marcus Stokes had to go out of the game just for a second.
Seems like we may have this situation resolved. Be sure to stick around for halftime. You'll be able to hear the competitive performance of the Del City Screaming Eagle Marching Band. Going with the football, and Ross isn't going anywhere. They are now making him a target, and he may be injured.
Just nothing doing on that one for Ross, unfortunately. Del City defensive line really closing up those gaps now, and just like I said, not giving any opportunity for Ross, to get loose like he was able to bust in that first one.
We're at the end of the first half. Our score here of 2025 Del City Homecoming. Eagles lead over Tulsa Rogers by a score of 49-7. We will let you listen to the Palm Squad as well as the marching band. We'll be back on the other side of these performances as we will get the third quarter underway. But for now, enjoy halftime on the Oklahoma Sports Network. performance by the Del City Screaming Eagle Marching Band right here live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. We will take a quick commercial timeout. We got 5 minutes left before the start of the third quarter. Del City leading Tulsa Rogers by a score of 49-7. We'll be right back on OSN.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it. Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, God hail, call Cantrell.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Mike Stewart here with Gordy Jones, Blake Unruh at producer, and Jacoby Brosi on the camera. Jacoby normally doing producer tonight, but since Colton went on vacation, we've kind of had a couple of part switch up here at OSN. Dell City up by a score of 49-7. Less than 2 minutes remaining before we get this third quarter kickoff. Gordy, what do you make of that first half, and how would you grade the performance overall of the Eagles?
Well, we really didn't get to see a lot from the Dell City Eagle defense, but we did see just enough, to go ahead and give these guys an A on that one. But A+, for the Dell City Eagle offense. I mean, 2 touchdowns by Rickland Holmes, a touchdown pass, a touchdown run by Sincere Overton, Josiah Chester with, 2 touchdowns, another 2 touchdowns by Caleb Blackwolf. These guys are putting on a show, and giving us a lot of entertainment. And there's, clicking on all cylinders, Mike. That's one thing that Coach Jones really focused on. He really wanted to start out with a fast-paced offense and kind of really get something going. These guys were able to kind of stay steady, and use every drive and opportunity to score and even, create some turnovers as well for the scores. So like I said, great job. Give, on both sides of the ball. Got to give an A to the Dell City offense and the Dell City defense. I said great performance that first half. We'll see what they can do the second half.
Update on scores from across the state. Carl Albert 55-0 over John Marshall. Midwest City trailing Lawton MacArthur 42-14. 2 OSN schools right there. Altus 7-0, about to go to 8-0, leading Noble by a score of 35-6. Tahlequah leading Tulsa Memorial by a score of 49-0. Booker T. Washington about to improve to 5-2 on the season, leading 41-0 over Tulsa East Central. El Reno leading Lawton 14-8 in that one. Shawnee 7, Durant 2. Claremore trailing Collinsville by a score of 17-0. Collinsville looking to move to 6-1 with their only loss here at Robert Kalsu Stadium against Dell City. And, of course, we got our game here, Dell City 42-7, 49-7. So I guess the score hasn't updated on Squirtle, but it is 49-7 here at Robert Kalsu Stadium as we get ready for the second half of 2025 homecoming. Eagles and Ropers getting ready to take the field.
Right. Looking forward to another second half, by the Eagles. But we'll see if Tulsa Rogers is able to kind of get something going. We've got to see a little bit of Ross. We got to see a little bit of the quarterback, as well, and Shannon Lee. The guys, did a really good job. They were moving the ball a little bit, on the Dell City defensive line, but really not enough. We'll see if they can kind of get something going this second half.
We'll see how everything goes here as the game gets back underway. Ropers back on the field. And coming up next week, trip to Tahlequah. Colton Fleetwood will be back under the play-by-play mic here with you, Gordy, and the rest of the production crew.
We'll have him back. Miss you, Colt. Mike's doing a great job tonight, filling in, having some fun up here in the booth.
Well, you got to have fun. It's live football, right?
Right.
If you don't like watching football, then
this is the life that we breathe, Mike. That's what we love to do.
It's the life we chose, and the life chose us back.
Right.
It's a beautiful thing.
That's a beautiful thing.
So, getting ready here for the second half kickoff. Both teams approaching the field. Kickoff sponsor is the Dell City Chamber of Commerce. Want to thank them for their sponsorship of Dell City Eagles football. Don't forget our quarter sponsors, Whataburger off of Midwest City on 15th Street. Tonight only, free medium fry with any purchase. Just say Dell City High School and the Screaming Eagles sent you. Only good for game day tonight only at the 15th Street location. And Bobby Lewis Insurance, surprisingly great rates with 2 locations to serve you. Choctaw 405-281-6700. Dell City 405-670-3665. And kickoff is imminent here. Do expect more of the running clock like we got in the second quarter. Kickoff is officially underway as the ball is grabbed at the 15-yard line and returned by Rogers High School, looking to escape the tackles and able to evade two Dell City Eagles before being hit at the 26-yard line.
Nice little carry by Marcus Stokes on that one.
So Stokes able to make some shifty moves there in the backfield as he was trying to escape the defensive front from a Dell City special teams unit tonight that has already forced 2 turnovers, which led to 2 touchdowns.
Great tackle by Oko on that one as well.
Damu Oko making his presence be felt all over the field.
Definitely. Good job. We've seen some good hitting. We've seen some really good sticks, by the defense in that first half. I'm really looking forward, Mike, to seeing, who else can lay down the hat for this Eagle defense.
Well, you got the homecoming king with the hit stick, Nicholas Holmes, with 2 of those touchdowns running over a defender. And then you have Caleb Blackwolf with the truck stick, basically having the football fly what appeared to be a early flag and what could have been a fumble, but this penalty is against Tulsa Rogers. So 49-7, 3 games remaining in the regular season after tonight. Eagles will improve to 6-1 once the whistle blows dead on this contest this evening. Tulsa Rogers getting back out to the field. Ball spotted at the 23-yard line. Twins receivers to the top of the screen here.
Dell City lined up in the 4-man front once again.
Going with the run on this one and really nothing doing. Just got really forced back by the homecoming king, Rickland Holmes. Hawkins on the carry. Like I said, nobody really touched him. He just got knocked down by his own offensive lineman.
Just kind of lost his feet on that one, Mike.
Right. Clock continuing to move here as it will be an expedited second half.
Well, we got some time. I just want to mention we had a comment made by Miss Katrina Hayter asking who was the queen, that was named at halftime. We did mention that, but we will mention her one more time. Her name was Aaliyah Wren. She had the honor of being named the homecoming queen along with the king, Mr. Rickland Holmes. So, like I said, we'll just go ahead and mention that, and congratulations to Aaliyah Wren and to Mr. Rickland Holmes as well.
Yeah, and really we did mention Aaliyah Wren when the announcement was made, although it was brief because they were having a homecoming court take photos, and we were going back into our pregame. But, yes, Aaliyah Wren, the homecoming queen, Rickland Holmes, the homecoming king. They should both get an equal amount of credit, and we do apologize if it felt like there was an oversight there, not mentioning her enough. But congratulations to Aaliyah.
No doubt. And we appreciate the comments, guys. So, like I said, if you are on YouTube listening to us, keep the comments coming. Keeps us engaged and, keeps you guys watching the game. So we really appreciate it.
Less than 9.5 minutes remaining here in quarter number 3. Running clock here just to probably see a lot of a slowdown here.
Right.
As both teams are looking to just get out injury-free. They're going to go with Ross on the carry, the speedy running back for the Ropers. Had the 65-yard touchdown, which so far remains the only score of the game.
Right. Nothing really doing on that one, unfortunately, for Ross. But, good stop by the defensive line once again. Looks like we had, a couple guys on that tackle.
But, again, with his 65-yard touchdown, you got to give credit to Tulsa Rogers because they were the first team to score on Dell City since Collinsville.
Right. That's a heck of a feat, to say the least. It's hard to break away. These guys have so much speed. They could probably catch you, from anywhere, but Ross has so much speed, able to break away, and get that touchdown. Really looks good for him and the Tulsa Rogers offense as well.
Clock ticks down under 8.5 minutes remaining, so it's just one of those things where, like we said, we expect this because, again, the goal is to get out injury-free, make sure that both teams are able to get this away and finish the game. Kickoff goes. There's a fumble. Dell City falls on it. It's going to be at their own 47-yard line. Eagles take over first down and 10.
Not sure if it hit Caden Johnson right in the back or not, but it did touch one of the Dell City players. They were able to fall on it quick enough to come along with it.
So plenty of time run off on that short drive by Tulsa Rogers. 8:06 remaining in this third quarter, and we do expect the half to kind of go like this. We'll see what Coach Kevin Cox has for his quarterback, and then we'll see what Coach Robert Jones just has in general for this offense. Now coming out in trips formation at the top of your screen in a 4-receiver set. Man in motion here, they bobble it, and able to get the ball back, falls on it immediately. So
Sincere Overton just not really able to get a good handle on that snap. Kind of had his eyes just away from the snap. Kind of caught him off guard just a little bit.
Rickland Holmes, the homecoming king, keeping the eye on the football here. Is going to be a loss of a couple of yards. Brings it back to the 45-yard line, second down and 12. Clock ticking down inside 7.5 minutes remaining in the third quarter here. Again, we do expect this to go by pretty quick given what happened after a competitive first half by both teams, but Dell City just running away with it. Pass thrown complete, down past the 40-yard line, stays on his feet, gets past the 30-yard line, and able to bring it down to the 27-yard line. Catch made by number 4, Walter Franklin, the junior receiver. First down, Dell City.
Great catch by that young man, Walter Franklin, our last week's player of the game. Able to kind of get involved a little bit. And another precise pass by, Sincere Overton on that one. Just like I said before, great, decisive moves, great decisive passing on that one to get that ball out to Franklin for a really nice game.
Defensive tackle made by the running back who scored the touchdown, Jeremy Ross for Tulsa Rogers. They go to Caleb. Actually, no, this is Holmes here, the homecoming king with the football. Rickland Holmes goes down to around the 22-yard line. Gain of roughly 5 yards on that one.
I think he might be so fast, Mike, he ran away from his own feet on that one. Not sure if anyone brought him down, kind of lost his feet, footing just a little bit. That would have probably been a breakaway, maybe a touchdown run.
Clock at 6:10 remaining in this third quarter. Second down and 6 to go. Gain of 4 there for Rickland Holmes. 3 touchdowns tonight, the homecoming king for 2025 Dell City's football court. In motion, Black Wolf takes the ball as he goes down inside the 20, past the 10. Going into the end zone. Fly, Eagles, fly. E-A-G-L-E-S. Eagles, touchdown.
Nice forward pitch to Caleb Blackwolf. That will count as a pass for Sincere Overton. Just another touchdown pass to add to his, but just a phenomenal run by Mr. Blackwolf himself. Again, this guy has run with so much determination, so much speed. I mean, he's just a hard runner to break down, to say the least. Great job and great carry by Blackwolf.
So the traditional pitch will count as a touchdown pass as we had the extra point coming out here for Castaneda to push this lead to 56-7. Kick is up, and it is good. Running clock remaining 5 minutes in the third quarter. We'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
So the pitch and catch. Caleb Blackwolf running all over the Tulsa Rogers defense, and with the running clock 3:50 remaining in the third quarter, 56-7, Dell City leading. Here live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Mike Stewart here with Gordy Jones, and we will see Tulsa Rogers get the football back.
Dell City, once again, doing a really good job of establishing the run and letting Blackwolf, get into the end zone. Tulsa Rogers is not really able to stop these guys on offense, but Dell City is doing a good job, of making these plays.
As the return from the 12-yard line gets up to around the 24 before Tulsa Rogers takes over, first down and 10.
Number 11, Marcus Stokes on the return for the Rovers.
So we do want to thank our sponsors once again here this evening. Scoring recap brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. The key word this week is gridiron, and that will get you 10% off all purchases located at 4747 Southeast 29th in Del City between Sooner and Sunny Lane. Open 7 a.m. to 9 p.m. Tuesday through Saturday and 7 a.m. to 3 p.m. Sunday and Monday. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner specials with breakfast served all day. Senior discounts and free Thanksgiving dinner on Thanksgiving Day. That sounds delicious.
That sounds good. I can't wait for Thanksgiving, actually, Mike.
Yeah.
One of my favorite holidays, for sure.
Football, family, food, you can't beat it.
Can't beat it.
And so nothing going here on that play by the Tulsa Rogers Ropers. And we also want to thank our Red Zone sponsor, Bail Bonds by Tamara. If you missed the ball on paying a ticket, call Bail Bonds by Tamara at 405-200-5110.
Nice tackle for a loss by Brenton Allen on that one. I mean, this kid was in the backfield before the ball was even hiked, it seemed like. I mean, just great quick feet by number 75.
Yeah, so able to get in there and really disrupt the offensive production here
Right.
as the clock is ticking down to 2:15 and continuing to run in this third quarter. So they go back to the running game and nothing going as he stopped right at the 20-yard line.
Like I said, Mike, I think you said it right. You hit it right on the head. I mean, Tulsa Rogers being really, cautious and careful right now, probably trying to go out of this game without getting anybody injured. But hopefully, Ross can get out uninjured as well. They're not really getting a lot going in the backfield. Defensive line is really establishing this, the dominance here. Not really letting Tulsa Rogers get off anything, but they keep handing the ball to Ross, trying to keep it on the ground. I'm not really sure what they.
Senior, he can keep his head held high because he's definitely put in work.
No doubt.
For his team tonight. Again, roughly around 16 to 20 players coming down, and he is the cream of the crop.
For sure.
For Tulsa Rogers, a special recognition for him. As the catch is made here, no gain, still at the 20-yard line. Clock at 1:15 and counting as we're almost done with the third quarter.
Reception by Marcus Stokes on that one again. Nice reception, just ain't able to get anywhere, unable to get any yardage on that one. He's a little slow to go off as well. He's took some hits tonight, Mike.
Oh, yeah, no doubt. It's definitely one of those things where when you're taking hits against this defense and
Right.
you still find a way to compete, I tip my hat to you.
You're 100% right.
Oh, absolutely. Clock inside 40 seconds remaining as we do have in the backfield for Del City. Looks like Black Wolf and number 7, Nicholas Holmes. Not the best punt in the world. It hops at the 33, and the clock stops at 24.2 seconds remaining.
Maybe about a 20-yard punt, maybe?
Rough. Yeah, so they're calling that the Will Rogers 34.
Okay.
Maybe gave him a couple of extra yards. They're putting it on the 35-yard line, though. So the official spot view of the 35-yard line, 24.2 seconds remaining.
Their brand new student checking account was designed just for you.
As we continue here, and we'll see if Del City just runs one and finishes the third quarter here, or if they try to score and build this lead up from the 49-point gap that it currently sits at right now.
Looks like we have us a new look offense. Second teamers starting to come in and sprinkle a little bit all over the field.
So, good attempted tackle there by number 22 for Will Rogers. Wasn't able to stop him, but did stop the momentum enough. That's Joshua Hamilton. And we will be at the end of the third quarter. Your Del City Eagles lead by a score of 56-7 at 2025 homecoming over the Will Rogers Ropers. We will be back on the other side of this commercial break. Del City Eagle football live on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
All right.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light, and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes, call Rob and Will.
City with a 56-7 lead at the end of 3 quarters in their 2025 homecoming game against the Tulsa Rogers Ropers. Mike Stewart here with Gordy Jones on color commentary. Special shout out to producer Blake Unruh and our cameraman / producer Jacoby Procy. As we are back live, got the run here inside the 20, still on his feet down to the 8-yard line. Del City getting ready to bump this up to 63-7.
Ooh, Damu Oko with the nice carry on that one. Keeps his feet moving, keeps those legs pumping. Probably the longest run of the night for this young man. But he wasn't, giving up, and that's what I like to see. A nice, tough run by the sophomore.
27 yards by the sophomore Damu Oko, making it first and goal at the 8-yard line. And Del City just bringing in their secondary unit, and they want to get their fill. So right now we have it to where there is a 4-receiver set. Quarterback takes the snap, goes to the running back. He's going to march all the way down to around the 4-yard line. Once again, number 15, Damu Oko, trying to get his first score of the evening. Clock ticking down inside 11 minutes remaining. Want to thank everybody watching anywhere you see us in the state of Oklahoma and anywhere in the organized world as you watch Del City's 2025 homecoming as they are coasting here to get to a record 6th consecutive victory this season. Oko with the carry. Stays on his feet. Gets down. He's being pushed ahead. Going to get this to around the 2 or the 1-yard line. Guys, see where the officiating crew puts the football here.
Nice run by Oko on that one. He was actually just refusing to go down on that one.
Yeah, it's like tug of war when you're trying to lean in on the rope and drag your opponent across. And official spot of the ball is at the 2-yard line. They're going to keep running Oko until they can finally hit pay dirt.
No doubt. We see Davion Simmons as well, a quarterback, as we see in the first week before Sincere was able to come back.
Simmons gives to OK. Simmons keeps the ball. Fly, Eagles, fly. Touchdown, Del City. 9:44 remaining here in tonight's game.
Nice keeper by Simmons on that one. Like I said, we haven't got to see this, young man a lot, since the first couple of weeks, but Sincere has came back. Simmons, like I said, taking the back, doing really good on the offense and the defensive end, but great touchdown and, good, opportunity for him to get in the game at quarterback and, try to utilize some of the skills that he has.
As you see the celebration lights going off here for Del City. Kick is up and it's good, so looks like it is 63-7. We'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Download our free apps on Apple and Android devices. Plus, find us on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. Search Oklahoma Sports Network and watch from anywhere.
So the extra point was never officially kicked. Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Mike Stewart here with producer Blake Unruh, cameraman Jacoby Brocy, and Gordy Jones here on color. So now here comes the extra point. This will push the lead to 63-7. Snap down, ball up, kick is off, and it dinks off the upright, no good. So 62-7. And so we'll be right back on the other side of this break. Del City missed their first extra point miss tonight back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Devion Simmons with the 2-yard quarterback keeper. First missed extra point of the evening for Del City, but still a 62-7 lead over Will Rogers as it is 7:40 remaining in regulation for tonight's 2025 homecoming game. Don't forget, next week, your Eagles go to Tahlequah to try to improve on this 6-game winning streak and go to 7-1. Pregame starts at 6:30, kickoff at 7. Del City might have the football, and they are saying they do.
They do.
Special teams making their mark for the 3rd time this evening. First time in the second half.
Good recovery by Jamari Johnson on that one. We said the kickoff team has done a really good job today, Del City, by getting down the field quickly, able to come up with a fumble recovery on that one. I say great job by Johnson.
Game continues here. 2-7 Del City, 7:23 remaining in the game.
First down and 10 for the Eagles from the 27-yard line.
Love it, at this time, when they get some of the second teamers, and some of the guys who really don't get an opportunity to play that much, this is a really good opportunity for them to kind of show what they are able to do on the football field.
4 receivers set this time. They decide to run. He goes inside the red zone. Big tackle made, flipped him like a pancake. Number 9 there for Will Rogers. Shannon Lee with the hit, it appears. Still first down, Del City, as the clock ticks down under 6 minutes and 50 seconds remaining.
Shannon Lee able to give him, Oku just a little toss, almost like a beanbag toss on that one.
Looked like when you're playing that beanbag game, what they call it, cornhole?
Right.
You're playing cornhole and just kind of toss them
Just a
like
little
that.
toss, just a little toss.
So back to the ground game here and able to get a fast run. Might get into the end zone, gets knocked out of bounds at around the 4.
Nice speed by the running back on that one.
Great speed, 6:27 remaining. Del City not content, still hungry to try to push this 55-point lead out even further for their 2025 homecoming.
Unfortunately, look like this one might be coming back just a little bit, but let me see.
They're calling it holding here as the Red Zone sponsor shows up on your screen. Red Zone sponsor Bail Bonds by Tamara. Have you missed the ball on paying a ticket? Call Bail Bonds by Tamara at 405-200-5110. 15-plus years of serving the community. Also want to thank our instant replay sponsor, Triple Elite Screen Printing, with finding world-class designs and hot new styles. 4 receivers set in the shotgun, a high snap. Going to lose more yardage here. Trying to outrun Tulsa Rogers' defense, and we may have a play here as he gains steam and momentum. Down to around the 20 before he's knocked out of bounds. Great way to make something out of nothing on that one.
That was number 20, Damari Norton, who had the last carry previously, but that one almost, ended up for a horrible loss on that one. But Norton able to kind of gain his ground, get that ball, get in control, and like I said, find a lot more yards on that back end by showing a lot of patience with that run.
So, ball back at the red zone. Clock ticking down to the 5-minute mark here. 5:05 remaining in tonight's game. Simmons can't get a hold on the ball. Stays on his feet. They're going to lose about 7 yards on that one as the clock continues to tick down. kind of filled with a 55-point lead. Maybe the players are thinking about, taking off those uniforms and soaking in some Epsom salt.
Starting to get a little bit sloppy out there for sure. But, you guys, like I said, you got a new squad in, new rotation. It's going to be a little bit of mistakes here and there.
Well, and I think when you get into the game like this after it being so late, there's a lot of nerves built
For
up,
sure,
right?
for sure.
Because it's one of those things, you don't get a lot of reps. And,
Right.
You're on the field. This is as real as it gets. And then the whole thing is you just don't want to mess up.
Everybody's watching.
Right. So, throw made down to the 21-yard line, going to be completed. Caught by number 13, Oko with the reception.
Nice run. Nice passes as well by Simmons.
So 4 minutes remaining on the clock for tonight's contest. And so now's a good time, better than any. We could go ahead and talk about the player of the game.
Right.
And so with the player of the game, just want to go ahead and we'll prep that here in a matter of moments as they're coming out of the huddle. But the player of the game is brought to you by the Robert Kalsu Legacy Group, whose mission is to preserve and promote the incredible and aspiring story of Del City's own Robert Kalsu, former Oklahoma Sooner, former Buffalo Bill, and a true All-American hero.
Right. We'll let this play develop real quick.
So throws it toward the end zone.
Oh!
Losses him for the touchdown. Fly, Eagles, fly! As Del City is able to get the stake through the heart of Empire.
Whoa, what a great pass by
Jordan
Simmons.
Hawkins
Jordan
with
Hawkins.
reception, mosses his defender, pushes the lead out to 68-7.
Completely mossed him, Mike. Just great hops and great look. All hands on that catch as well by Jordan Hawkins. And, great job by Simmons to get that ball over the top as well. I said, these second teamers, they're not too far from that first team. They're looking good out there right now.
Absolutely. Extra point down, it's up. And the kick is no good. So we remain at 68-7 with less than 3 minutes remaining on a running clock for tonight's game. We'll be back on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This looks like you need our number in your phone. This could be you!
Game almost over. 1 minute remaining. Live on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Actually a minute and a half, but a running clock. Scoring summary brought to you by Madison's Country Cooking. Remember, Gridiron is the 10% code this week, as our kickoff sponsor is the Del City Chamber of Commerce. So one interesting thing, because the Robert Kalsu Legacy Foundation sponsors the player of the game. Robert Kalsu, the 199th pick of his draft. Another guy that has a 199th pick in the NFL draft, the great Tom Brady.
Right.
So
It's a
that
great
just
stat.
goes to show you that it doesn't matter where you come from. As there's a fumble, and Del City Special Teams is about to come up gangbusters again for the fourth time tonight.
Just busting it up, Mike. They barely gave the returner any time, but the returner put a little bit of finger on that, and that's just enough to give Del City the ball again.
So speaking of Robert Kalsu, because we know a lot of people have come to Del City football games.
Yes, sir.
If you haven't taken time to go to the south of the stadium to check out the statue and read all four of the plaques surrounding it, I recommend you do it. Played under Bud Wilkinson at OU. Died in combat, very similar to like Pat Tillman. A good story, just his legacy. Everybody
Right.
says he was an all-around good person, and we'll get the player of the game in a matter of moments. As this game is officially over, Del City defeats Tulsa Rogers by a final score of 68-7. We'll be back with the player of the game and post-game interviews here on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Stay tuned.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it. Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
At Tommy's Express Car Wash, we know how to love your ride. Try the Works Wash with our signature 14-step cleaning process, engineered to shine and shield your car from the elements. From breaking down dirt and bugs with our Detox Pre-Wash to restoring your vehicle's finish with our ceramic body wax. Give your car the best with our Top Wash. Then complete the clean with free vacuums and mat washers. Download our app and get your first 30 days of the works for free. Tommy's Express. Love your ride.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
That we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
College is more than just going to class. College is a journey. It's meeting new people and making new friendships that will last a lifetime. It's learning from professors who care about you and your success. And finding out it can be really fun and rewarding. It's discovering that thing you want to do for the rest of your life. Cameron University is all about helping you grow and succeed. Because your success is our success.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business. And always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell.
Last year, 35% of all auto accident deaths were rollovers. If you've been in a wreck, don't hesitate to call.
This is why you need our number in your phone. This could be you.
When you call our firm, you're going to get one of us, not some paralegal or office manager.
Most lawyers, they take more money than their clients. Most of the time, a lot more.
We don't, and we guarantee it. Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
Back live on the Oklahoma Sports Network, Mike Stewart here, and want to give our special shout out to the Robert Kasu Legacy Player of the Game. And tonight he was slinging that football all over the field. Quarterback number 16, Sincere Overton, down on the field with producer Blake Unruh and color commentator Gordy Jones. We have our post-game interview. And we should be having that underway any moment now.
All right, Gordy Jones here with the Oklahoma Sports Network. I'm here with the great Sincere Overton. This is kind of a long time coming, Sincere. Young man since T-ball. You know, I was with him and able to witness him give a strong performance tonight. Passes through the air, a few yards on the ground. Sincere, tell me, what Dale City football means to you coming into a homecoming game like this.
What it means to me is toughness, brotherhood, sticking together. Really just brotherhood, sticking together, and being tough.
Right. I mean, just a tough performance by you and the rest of the offense. You got so many weapons on offense. They're kind of describe what it's like to play with such a high-powered offense.
It's really great, being able to use all our receivers, knowing there's no lack in none of our receivers. You get the same effort most of the time from every receiver.
Right. I mean, like I said, I want to give you congratulations. We'll bring my boy Blake in. Blake, we'll go ahead and present you with the Robert Kasu Player of the Game. And like I said, Sincere, congratulations. I say a strong performance. It was, like I said, my pleasure. Been knowing this young man for a long time. Great young man and great performance as well. So, Sincere, we really appreciate you. Congratulations. Look forward to see you in the future. Good job out there, man. All right. Gonna keep it real short. We'll get to Coach Robert Jones. Hey, congratulations, Coach Jones. 68-7, a victory. How do you feel like? I said we talked about it earlier. You wanted to come out strong. You wanted to establish, the balance on offense and defense. Tell me about how you feel about today's performance.
I think we came out and played a little bit better. To be honest, I'm still seeing some deficiencies that, and we'll be able to see next week because we haven't been really challenged and pushed in the ways that you can kind of see what your team is at this point in the season. So we'll be able to see next week. Next week's going to say a lot about who we are as a program. And this year, it's going to be able to tell us what the 2025 Eagles are. And we know that a team is who they are in the trenches, and that's the offensive line and defensive line. So we got a lot of great skill players. We've been able to see that because they've been running around the last 3 weeks making a lot of plays. But I think next week's going to be really able to tell us how we are with our offense and defensive line. So I'm excited about it. I'm looking forward to getting a more competitive game. Nothing against Tulsa Public Schools, but these kind of games, they wear on you a little bit. You're happy to win, but I want to be challenged. I'm a competitor. I want to be pushed a little bit, so I'm looking forward to Tahlequah.
That's definitely respectable, Coach, and I totally understand and agree. And we're traveling to Tahlequah next week, so tell me what you expect from a team like that.
Tahlequah is very explosive. Starting defensively, they got a defensive end that's committed to Baylor. He's physical. They play sound defense. You can tell they're very well coached. Offensively, they got a great running back, and they got a great set of skill players. So it's going to really test us. It's going to really put us in a situation like we were with Collinsville. So we're going to really be able to see where we're at. We had 3 weeks to really work on some things that we knew that we were lacking in that Collinsville game. So I'm really interested and excited to see if this 2025 Eagle team is going to be able to step up to the challenge.
I see. I'll be
Yes,
looking forward to it. So you got a long break, Coach. So is there anything specific that you want to work on this weekend as far as relaxing, any film, anything planned for this week?
Well, me personally, I'm real big on taking breaks and getting refreshed. So, we'll take Friday and Saturday off as a staff, and then we'll get together Sunday and we'll start working on the game plan to get ready for Tahlequah. But I'm real big on getting that break and getting refreshed because I really believe that's what you need. You can't make football your life. You got to be able to have a balance. So we'll take a couple days off, and then we'll get going on Sunday, see where we're going to be at.
Wise words by Coach Jones. I really appreciate it, sir.
Appreciate you, bro.
Have a good evening.
Yes, sir. Thanks, bro.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Back to you guys.
Big game tonight here, live on Oklahoma Sports Network. So great interview there. And the Robert Kalsu player of the game, number 16, Sincere Overton. And, of course, the wise words from Coach Robert Jones being interviewed by Gordy Jones. Want to give a special shout-out to my crew tonight. Dabrowski, super producer, Jacoby Brosi, working both camera as well as producer. Producer Blake Unruh working the game tonight. Also Gordy Jones, who you heard do our pregame and postgame interviews with Coach Robert Jones. I'm Mike Stewart. Want to thank our regular play-by-play guy, the great Colton Fleetwood, as he was on vacation. He will be back next week as your Del City Eagles travel to Tahlequah. Pre-game show starting at 6:30, kickoff at 7. And, of course, when they come back in 2 weeks, you'll be able to hear me back on the PA mic in the background. So, once again, I want to thank everybody out across the state of Oklahoma and anywhere in the organized world for OSN founder and lead Eric Sherem. I'm Mike Stewart. Want to thank everybody for watching Del City 2025 Homecoming live here on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Have a great evening.
Celebrating 10 years. We are the Oklahoma